So I am part of an organization. I work for a large leadership development firm, and as a part of that organization, I deliver workshops and complete executive coaching sessions and learning experience design. I have been a consultant, facilitator, salesperson in the learning and development space for 12 years now. Um, and I just realized that as I got more into the space of consulting and leading workshops for my organization with companies all over the world, that the skill set of coaching was becoming more and more important, and it was becoming more highly requested from our clients. And so for me, becoming ICF certified was about the credibility of the credential, and it was about having a relevant skill set, kind of in how I see the learning and development space evolving. And really, I joined this program, the Fast Track program specifically, after I talked to some of your sales team members. I mean, just helping me understand the cohort-based approach to the learning experience. For what you get in this experience, the price is such a high value for me as a learner, that was a huge benefit. And then just the credibility of the organization was a big part of why I chose to work with you all. I learned so much from coaching my peers and kind of having that encouragement from our trainers to engage in peer coaching and practice with each other. So that cohort-based approach was phenomenal. I also appreciated the diversity of instructors. We didn't just have one facilitator take us through every module. We had somebody different from every module. And it gave me an insight into how you can bring your style and personality into coaching, but still stay true to what coaching is. So I appreciated just the diversity of instructors. And the third thing and the final thing I'll say is I enjoyed understanding what coaching actually is, because like a lot of people, I'm sure I came in with my own preconception of what coaching is, and I already know how to coach, and I'm just going to get the certification. And within the first couple of weeks, I realized I was wrong, and I had a lot to learn. And the program structure just was so kind in how it invites you into challenging your misconceptions about what coaching is, and then helping you rebuild the right skills and tools to serve your clients in the right way. So those are the three big things. It was the cohort, it was the diversity of the instructors, and it was the integrity with which the program stays true to ICF's definition of coaching. I think there were two that really stood out to me. One was in one of the courses that we took, personal groundwork for coaching, with Sheba. That course made me realize that in order to coach others, you have to work on yourself first, and you've got to be coached. So just recognizing that relationship of working on who you are. So coaching is not just what you do, it's who you are. And like really understanding and living that was a huge shift for me. And I think the other one, and I could hear Elias's voice in my head, the coachee does the work. And really understanding that you're not there as a coach to be an expert, to give advice, to figure out people's problems and give them great solutions. You're there to hold a space for people to explore themselves and discover the solutions that they have inside of them, and they are capable. So that was a hard one to get past. But that shift from when the coachee does the work, that's when coaching happens. That was such a profound shift for me. So those two things, like working on me to be a coach, but also allowing the other person to do the work so that they can discover the power of coaching for themselves, those were the two biggest takeaways for me from the program. I recommend the course. And some of the reasons I'd recommend it are the same things that I enjoyed most about it. The cohort-based approach, the diversity of the instructors. There was also a lot of self-guided work. And I think that autonomy and the learning experience and having the work outside of class to do was such a huge benefit for me. And because of the cohort-based approach, you walk away with a network of other professionals that, as you continue your career and your practice, you've got these great relationships. And then I'd say the last thing why I recommend it, aside from all the other wonderful things I experienced, is that the customer service is fantastic. I mean, a lot of times we're getting this credential and we're busy professionals with lives and families. And anytime I had a question or I needed something, the folks on the team were so responsive and supportive and making sure the path was clear to engage in the learning. So aside from everything else I've said, just the level and quality of service was a huge advantage. I think one of the biggest things for me was underestimating at the beginning of the program not how much time it would take, right? Because I think this like everything, you can spend as little or as much time as you want being efficient and just getting through it or really leaning into it. Um, and just recognizing that when the program says, 4 to 6 hours of out of class work each week, that's for real. And it's not just about being busy, but if I was going to give somebody some advice that was starting the program, it would be to really make sure you're clearing space to lean into the material and not just show up to class, but learn, practice, study, read, write, because the more you put into it, you truly get more out of it. And I put a lot in, but I still wish, like, I wish I would have spent more time on this, or I would have read this more, and just really clearing that space and leaning into it with that level of intentionality is such a benefit that I learned a little bit later that I wish I would have.